Cool. Moving into our last topic, and we're gonna have to speed run this a little bit because we're about to be running long. So I'm gonna be pretty much a stickler on this timer. Everyone's gonna get 2 minutes, and I'm gonna cut you off if you go over your 2 minutes. So here's the last prompt. The prompt is: you're suddenly granted the power to communicate with one animal species, but you have to pick only one. Which do you choose? As soon as we decide, turn cameras off, and as soon as we decide who is going first, I will start this timer. And I guess I haven't gone first yet. Okay, so a lot of people probably thinking like, oh, I want to talk to cats, I want to talk to dogs. You know, those are the animals that are around me the most. But you know how annoying those animals can be? Imagine how annoying your dog would be if you were just hearing, ball, do you want to play with the ball? I have the ball over here. Here's the ball. I need food. Where's the food? Here's the ball, food, ball. Can we go outside? Outside. I have to pee. I have to poop. And it's just going to be really annoying. Cats are just going to be saying something like, pay attention to me. Now go away. But pay attention. No, go away. Pay attention. It's just going to be annoying. So the animal that I'm going to choose are sharks. Why? Because I'm very afraid of sharks. So the main reason I don't go in the ocean, and if I could talk to sharks...
It's the wrong animal to target!
No, listen. Because if there are sharks in the ocean, I could just be and as we know, sharks don't really want to attack us. They mistake us for prey. So I would just be paddleboarding along, and I would just be saying something like, yoo-hoo, sharks. And they'd be like, yes. And I'd be like, hey, just so you know, that thing going above you right now with the paddle, that's just me. I'm a human. You don't want to eat me. I taste gross. But I did see some delicious, I don't know what they eat, squid over that yonder. And they'd be like, thank you. And then they wouldn't eat me.
And then they'd be pissed that you lied to them, and then they come back and eat you for lying.
Well, yeah, I wouldn't actually lie to them. That's a good point. They'd come back and be like, why did you lie to me?
You know what the shark is going to say? The shark's going to be like, dude, you're fine, but the killer whale right there is going to fuck you up. It's in the name. His name is a killer whale.
Killer whales don't eat humans. They do attack their yachts.
Fuck people up.
Yeah, they drown them.
Sinking boats, but at the same
leave
time,
the humans alone in the boats.
I do feel like an orca would be easier to spot coming for you, whereas sharks attack from underneath, and that's terrifying.
I think you're going to lose both fights regardless where they come from.
I mean, you would absolutely lose every fight. I just learned that a sperm whale, when it makes noises, the vibrations in the water are so intense that it kills you. Wow. That's a real thing.
I did not know.
Yeah, because they can project up to 230 decibels. I broke my own rule. It's 5:55. Someone else go.
I want a falcon, just because. Ooh. So Hinky, yours is so specific to if you're in the water, specifically the ocean. I got a falcon who I could talk to at all times, or any falcon really, and I could be like, "Yo, what's going on down the block?" You know, it's kind of like having like remote vision almost. You can see what's going on in other places. You probably have them steal things for you. It's like, hey, swoop in and grab that iPhone, and then swoop over to me, or get that pizza and bring it back here. And I think it would be a really helpful animal to have, and it can fly, so it's good for scouting, and it's just a great all around.
Why do you need someone to scout for you?
You never know. I need scouting. I need to run scouting missions. It's just, let's be honest.
Hey, is there traffic on the 101? Hey,
yeah,
Falky,
you could
go check
do
it out.
that if you wanted. You could be like,
it's called Google.
Go check ahead for traffic.
But also, like, there's some good uses where it's like, you get home at night, you open the door, you're like, Falcon, make sure no one broke into my place.
Yeah.
And if it flies around.
Like, there's just like a family walking across the other side. He's going to be like, good, Falcon. Great job doing some recon.
Falcon, go poop on Joven. Just fly by.
Nice, yeah.
See, now we get why you need it.
Yeah, there's tons of stuff you could do with a falcon, and it's the best answer.
Here's a quick question here, though. Just because you can communicate doesn't mean that they're going to be like, oh, okay, I'll do it, right? They're going to be like, because you can communicate, they're going to be like, nah, I don't want to do it.
Yeah,
right?
See, that's the reason I picked the shark, because like they don't want to eat people anyway. They do it by accident, so all I have to do is let them know I'm there, and they'll be chill. Falcon might just be like, fuck you, dude, I'm not scouting for you.
If we're going by what they want, I'd be like, look, I'll get you some tasty treats. Like, what do you want? What do falcons like to eat? Like, communicate with me. Tell me what you want. Like, this isn't going to be a one-way street. You know, this isn't an unpaid internship. There's going to be something in return.
You guys are wrong. So first off, when you see a prompt like this, as I always do with like any superhero question, I immediately go into how can this make me money and how would I utilize it in a casino? Because that's always my go-to to exploit casinos to make lots of money. So first, I was thinking I wanted like a small lizard that I can kind of keep on my sleeve, and then he'd like, run around and like look at people's cards and tell me what. But that's not
You're
very
saying
innocuous.
a security camera wouldn't notice the thing that reads your retinas to see if you're lying, wouldn't notice a lizard running around, then running back to you, then running around, then running back to you?
You would be
are
like, get that fucking
absolutely
lizard
right.
off of my shoulder.
You are absolutely right. A lizard is too conspicuous. You need something more innocuous. Now, a camera is going to catch that, a lizard. But no one is going to expect anything from something smaller, especially if it should be there. And that's why I'm going to the bugs, because no one ever expects the bugs. What we're going to do is I'm going to train flies. Ant-Man was wrong. That's dumb. It should have been Flyman, right? I'm going to be able to communicate with flies around me, and they're going to fly around, not on anyone's radar. No one's going to see him through cameras. Super innocuous.
Why did this sound like Joven's reveal that he's the villain? He's like, no one ever expects the bugs. And while you thought you were getting away with it, the bugs, they found out. They knew all.
You had never seen the bugs.
Yeah.
Also, I would like to nominate Joven as the lamest superhero, please.
What? No, communicating with flies would be such a great power. And you never need to worry about them like rising up against you because they die after 24 hours. So, you just bring on new flies.
No,
onto
they
the
would
team.
they would just pass the stories down of your tyranny to their children.
Anyways, I don't want to go over my time. I would use flies to find out if people had good hands in poker.
What's your superhero name?
Jeff Goldblum. Because I'm the fly.
I thought he was so hot in that movie. Good God.
You have issues.
Mutant
I
fly
know.
guy.
I was like a kid too.
You have problems.
Yeah, I don't know what you guys are talking about. I would go straight up dogs, dude. I want to talk to dogs. And Joven, speaking of money, it's like, what do people love the most? Dogs. And so if you could be like the dog whisperer and, like,
That's
what's going on with your dog? I'll fix your dog,
That's a
Dog
good
doctor.
one.
Dog doctor. Yeah, that's my answer.
Oh, that's it?
Okay, that's it. And hey,
Dog
we
doctor.
got in under time.
Okay.
Well done, everybody.
As short as that was, I still heard a phrase that could have slayed there. So
Yeah. Okay, Paco, let's reveal who was killed.
Stumbling upon the body, you see that Cat's ate her face. Mari has died.
Dang it!
Thank God, because I didn't take a single note until Joven said the word innocuous, and I'm like, shit, I forgot to take notes.
Joven, quickly, what's the definition of innocuous?
Hold on. My camera's turned on. The definition of innocuous
Dictionary.com.
is something that's safe, right? It is non-threatening, an innocuous place. And the moment I utilize innocuous, I remember the assholes that I'm here with, and I realized I need to say it again so that they know that this isn't a phrase that's slayed. I've said it twice. I said innocuous twice because I did not want you to think I was trying to work that in.
Too. I say
do that sometimes.
I say a word that's out of place, and I'm like, damn it, they're gonna think that's the phrase.
Yeah.
I say the phrase twice sometimes just because I'm like, I'm going back to the murder scene.
I like how I made this big old moment to be like, nope, Mari worked in a phrase that slays. I heard it. Doesn't matter how short it is. And then she died.
5 points, baby.
What did you think was Dog Whisperer?
Does that put Mari in the lead? Was anyone paying attention to her
Dog
points?
Doctor were like the two things for Mari.
Yeah, I got Dog Whisperer. That's what I put down too.
And I didn't have anything for Lasercorn. It seemed clean. And then for Joven, I wrote more innocuous, and then I wrote no one ever expects the bugs, which is a very specific thing.
My evil villain
I feel like
reveal.
I don't know. I feel like Paco could have just written something outlandish like that, and then Joven has to like, how do I even say no one ever expects the bugs? It's like, well, I'll just make this a bug thing.
Well, I do like that logic because it transitions into my point, and I didn't have anything for Lasercorn. I thought Lasercorn was clean until the very end, and then I realized why he chose Falcon, because I did think it was a weird pick, and I 100% know that this is the phrase that slays. Paco would have written this, and we've actually made this joke before in the past, and so that's why I know it's the phrase that slays.
Okay.
Fly by pooping. So I know that phrase. Paco and I have talked about it and joked about it in the past. Flyby pooping is the phrase, thus making Lasercorn the killer.
Incorrect. I am not the killer, and it definitely wasn't flyby pooping. So my notes are
So weird.
Joven has us. That was like literally an afterthought. After you guys kind of ragged on me for having a recon as my main answer. I'm like, oh yeah, well, he can also do this. So Joven has a whole aside about a lizard, and then that's not his answer. I'm like, that was kind of weird. I almost wonder if Paco gave him a small lizard, and so he's like, at first I thought a small lizard, but then blah blah blah, and then he goes into his actual answer. Seems like something Joven might do just to work it in. First, so Hinky, I have "you don't want to eat me," which seems like a generic phrase that you could say to a host of animals, so that it would be easy to work in. Something I might slide in if I were producer Paco. So those are my phrases to choose from.
That's a good phrase. That second phrase makes a lot of sense.
See, now I think
like, yeah, I would want to communicate with lions.
Lizard.
Yeah. To rebut your weird thought about the small lizard, listen to all of my answers.
We're not doing rebuttals yet, but let's get the votes in first. I'm actually I'm sticking with Joven, but yeah, I think I might change my phrase to the small lizard.
So my vote, I liked Lasercorn's thought with the please don't eat me or you don't want to eat me, but I know flyby. Like, so Inky, trust me, it's flyby pooping. It's a joke we make all the time.
But why would you want me to get points with you?
Because you're not. No, because I don't want Lasercorn to get away with murder. Because then I think
because then he gets points.
Then he wins.
Okay. So I definitely think it's Joven. I'm not sure about my kill phrase, a small lizard, but I'm gonna go with it. Mainly because I'm the one who mentioned it, and if so he gets points off a phrase I mentioned, I'll be mad. So and I don't. Yeah. So Joven and a small lizard.
So yeah, my rebuttal here is don't give Lasercorn the win on points. It's flyby pooping.
I have like no points.
Think of this team.
Last round, but yeah.
Think of the judge. To rebuttal the small lizard thing. That's silly. Listen to all my answers so far. I always start in one direction, which then leads me into the answer. The story about Italy into my restaurants. Professor Xavier being the lamest superhero into my answer of Booster Gold, and here a lizard into the fly. It is how I structure out my answers.
Sounds like you're trying too hard. I still think it's
all right.
a small lizard.
Final votes. LC.
Joven, a small lizard.
I'm going with Lasercorn, flyby pooping.
I am going to trust you, Joven, but if you're tricking me, I'll be upset. I'll say Lasercorn, flyby pooping. I've never heard flyby pooping before.
How much?
This would be like such a crazy metagame to us, like be like, this thing that definitely happened in the past. That's. I mean, there's no way for me to know you and Paco's past.
Producer
so
Paco, how much
how
much is getting away with murder?
20 points.
20 points.
20 points.
So 25. I need you to change your vote because he's gonna get away with it, and think of the way he's been like.
All right, I've been swayed. Joven, small lizard.
What? No, I gave you literally structural proof on why it's not that.
All right, Joven, a small lizard.
You're gonna find out.
It's not.
I guarantee
final
it's
answer.
It's how I structure out every single answer.
I don't know if the phrase is right, but I definitely know it's Joven by the way he's acting right now.
Statistically speaking, I don't think Lasercorn is going to get killer a third time in one episode, so I'm going Joven.
Actually, all right, just to be different from you guys, because then I have a chance of winning, I'm going to say no one ever expects the bugs is my phrase. So,
Dude, come on. He's gonna
he tries to slide in
Of course he's putting it on me. I told it was him. I gave flat out proof on why I know it's the phrase
you're so mad that I swayed his vote, and you're mad that you're about to get caught.
All right, silence.
Because he really goes, of course it's not me. It's
silence. It's time for Paco to reveal who the killer was.
The killer this round was, in fact, Joven.
Yeah. I knew it. That was 100%.
Of course you know it, because I put so much heat on you that, of course, it's like, it must be Joven.
Okay, all right, what was the phrase that slays Joven?
No one ever expects the bugs.
Really? Yeah!
Because no one ever expects the bugs.
Wow! Not a small lizard, huh?
Yeah. I'm not even mad because of how
nice.
funny that turns out for So Inky
All
there
right.
at the end.
I shut,
All right.
I shut him down on
Phenomenal.
getting the 20-pointer.
As Paco wraps up the scores and sends it to So Inky, I do want to say if you're watching this on YouTube, be sure to listen to the full episode on Spotify or on Apple Music, or join the Patreon and watch the video version where you can watch our eyes lie.
There's a lot of lion eyes. As we saw, although he was able to use it to his advantage, there is a reason we turn off the cameras. Lasercorn was reading the prompts.
Yep,
and,
sure was. Gotta remember to turn that camera off.
I was like, that is feasible. He's looking. I read over my answers
I
all the
just read
time. That
over
makes
my
a lot of
answers,
sense.
Yeah.
Phenomenal stuff. Well played, everyone, and phenomenal answers. I really think, by the way, that we need to open up one of these restaurants.
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay. We're gonna go from last to first. So we're starting with in the last place, but an honorable mention nonetheless. Paco with 10 points. Excellent work, Paco.
Paco's got 10
Good work,
points.
Paco.
This is great. Paco loses every round because he's not allowed to play.
Yeah, but he was able
So
to
I
get on the
never
board this
lose.
time because
Yeah.
he earned 10 points. And whoever's the host can decide to award Paco points randomly, however they want. Joven coming in on 4th place with 25 points.
All right,
Let's
I beat
give
I'm on the
Joven.
board and I have
That
it
last
makes me
minute
feel good.
shutdown of the getting away with it.
Yeah,
He was so
I
desperate,
should have
and I
had all
smelled
those
it.
points.
All right,
I would've
and
been
coming in
45.
3rd place in the bronze position with 30 points, we have the Lasercorn.
Yo.
Lasercorn,
I would've-
3rd place.
Man.
Can't believe
And
I
now-
whiffed on the phrase.
The 2nd place person and the person that is not winning today's podcast. The person that is coming sadly in 2nd place, who's very close with 50 points. None other than So Inky. I was in first. Mari is the winner of this week.
Hey,
With
even
60
the,
points.
60
Well done,
points.
Mari.
Damn.
So-
Mari.
Twice pays.
Yeah.
It does.
I
Mari
guess
with
I got
60
away
points.
with a.
you got
being a
away
killer,
murdered
huh?
too.
Got
So
away with
even if I would
murder.
have gotten those 20 points there at
And
the
then
end,
you
Yeah.
guessed the right one. You must
Get
have
it?
guessed the right one multiple times to get up to 60 there. So
Mastermind
all right, guys.
Mari, they call her.
And I got a Starbucks. Thank you.
Wow.
That's your
Oh,
prize.
no.
You're welcome. We
It's my
texted.
prize.
we actually sent that,
yeah,
all
we,
of us.
We
It wasn't
texted
Pete.
Peter
Yeah, we
to
did.
get you a Starbucks for winning. So that's from us.
Congratulations. But that has been the OGSoG podcast. Thank you so much for watching Podcast Mafia, and we'll catch you all later. Hey, everybody, if you're watching this here on YouTube, what are you doing? You could be seeing a lot more over on Patreon, like these fine people over here. I think I'm finally gesturing the right way. Who knows? But you can, give us money to see extended cuts, and we do fun shout-outs and answer questions. We do a Q&A every month, do reactions to a lot of older content. Especially, we've been going through a lot of the game bangs from our past. That might sound weird to Brian if he hasn't seen our previous content. But thank you so much for watching. We'll see you next time.